Welcome back to Night Shift with Justin S. King, how to transform your life one night at a time. Tonight will be a little different episode. As I've discussed before, I started learning about sleep because of a health scare. And I decided at that time to master sleep. And about 3 months after I had started focusing on evening routines, I was studying in a men's group. We were looking at the Bible, specifically Genesis, as a blueprint for creation, not from a spiritual or a religious standpoint, but just as a blueprint of creating the life that we want. That's what I want to cover is the first few verses of Genesis tonight. The book doesn't just tell us what was created, but it's also showing us how creation works, what comes first, what comes next, and so on. And at this time, I was keenly aware of the importance of the order, specifically in biblical texts. So I want to read the first 5 verses of Genesis, and it doesn't specifically matter which translation you are reading from. This will be New International Version. In the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth. Now the earth was formless and empty. Darkness was over the surface of the deep, and the Spirit of God was hovering over the waters. And God said, "Let there be light." And there was light. God saw that the light was good, and he separated the light from the darkness. God called the light day, and the darkness he called night. And there was evening, and there was morning, the first day. So as we look at these verses, you can break them down more specifically in more detail, but you will see that before light and structure and clarity, there is darkness and void over the surface of the deep. One thing we can surmise from this is that creation begins in the dark. God called the light day, and the darkness he called night. And there was evening and there was morning, the first day. Only after God speaks and separates the day from the night does the text mark the completion of that day. This is where you start to notice the order of things. Here, the Hebrew phrase that is translated as the first day, Hebrew more closely is sometimes translated as there was evening and there was morning one day. We can notice that the evening comes before morning, that darkness becomes before light, and the rest comes before activity. This order doesn't change throughout the creation process. And also we notice here with that Hebrew translation of that phrase, one day is more accurate. Early critics of Scripture argue that a day was defined as the night and the day together. Early discussions about Jewish law often ask, why does the text begin with the evening? Why do we start worship in the night? And the answer was clear that creation started this way. The idea that a day started in the evening wasn't unique to ancient Israel. Many ancient cultures began their day at sunset. It's also important to point out that darkness in these verses wasn't labeled as evil. It's just a time of transition. If we're looking to create a new life, darkness and deep waters first exist and then comes light. If you are looking to create something new in your life, it may be helpful to think of your day as beginning at sunset. This allows you to close the work from the day before you go to sleep. You can ask yourself, you can look at the chaos of that day, the darkness, anything that occurred, and you can ask yourself, what do you want to speak light into? I believe the subtle shift of thinking about your day beginning at sunset can help you shift how you see your evening and how you use your nighttime to prepare and create a sacred space for creation. You can start your day with a brand new outlook on life. You no longer use the night to escape the day, but it becomes your sacred time. You can say to yourself at sunset, this is the beginning of a new day, and let go of everything that has built up while you were awake. There's no longer anything to catch up on. You're not starting the day behind. You're starting the day with rest, being refreshed. I hope that this idea of seeing the possibility of thinking that a new day starts at night and not waiting until tomorrow to start things fresh can help to transform your nights. And as a result, transform your life. And night by night, day by day, create the life that you always dreamed of. That's tonight's episode of Night Shift. To contemplate how thinking about a new day starting at sunset allows you to respect your evenings more. My name is Justin S. King. I help men find peace tonight, tomorrow, and for the rest of their lives through sleep optimization, emotion regulation, and discovering their purpose. Good night.